Hola, hola, hola. Vianney Rodriguez from South Texas, your Hola, hola, hola. Vianney Rodriguez from South Texas, your resident Tex-Mex queen, and today we are bringing the bitty bitty bomb bomb to our cocina. We are baking up a Tex-Mex style pizza inspired by my love for Selena. Let's get cooking. Every year I host a Raised on Selena dinner where I invite local creatives from my community and we sit around the table and we listen to Selena music and I cook up dishes inspired by my love of Selena. So this was the first dish I ever created and it has been a hit ever since. To begin our pizza, we're gonna quickly marinate some fresh chicken breasts to make for our topping. So what you're gonna need is diced chicken. I'm gonna add this to my bowl. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, fresh lime juice, and the lime juice is gonna help tenderize the chicken, and then we're gonna hit it with some spice. We're gonna use some chili powder, and then I'm gonna add a fresh clove of garlic. Okay? Gonna run my knife really quick through this garlic and then I'm gonna add it to the chicken. We're gonna mix it and we're gonna let it marinate for 15 minutes. So if anyone remembers the iconic movie scene in the movie Selena where she says, "Man, I can eat a whole medium pizza by myself." This is the inspiration for this pizza. As soon as the movie came out a few years later, Chris Pettis, her husband, said that he wished they would have went in another direction with that scene because that's the first time he told her that he loved her and she told him that they loved her. So to him, it was a very touching scene, but just knowing that he said that we know that they're eating pizza and they love each other, it just, I don't know, it's my favorite scene from the entire movie. Okay, so I've added my garlic to the bowl. We're gonna combine this, a quick mix, and then I'm gonna season it with some salt and pepper. Okay, and then we're gonna let this marinate for about 15 minutes while I start the rest of the topping. In a skillet over medium-high heat, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil, give it a quick spin. We want the entire pan coated. And what I did is this is just pepperoni that I ran my knife through to a fine dice. Okay? Go, now I hear a sizzle. We're gonna continue adding our pepperoni to the pan. Okay, so our pepperoni has crisped up. It has flavored our oil. So I'm gonna move this pan to the side while I finish preparing the rest of the ingredients. Some onion, I've diced that. I need 1 yellow bell pepper and 1 red bell pepper. Gonna quickly run my knife through these. We want a fine dice. We want this about the same size as the pepperoni and the onion. Okay, while I'm cutting this, I've also preheated my oven to 350 degrees and placed my cooked pizza dough on my baking sheet. Feel free to use the pizza dough of your choice. Me, I like to take a few shortcuts every now and then, so I've purchased a pizza that's already been cooked. So we're trying to bring in a lot of color to this pizza to emulate Selena's vibrancy. So I've picked red and yellow bell pepper to give it a little pop of color. So we have cooked our pepperoni, we have chopped our onion, our bell peppers. We're gonna add those back to the skillet. We're gonna return our skillet back to the flame, allow this to heat a little bit. Okay, so our pepperoni is nice and crisp. We're gonna add our onions. Give it a quick stir. Okay, next we will add our bell peppers. We're gonna continue to stir this. We want our peppers slightly soft, our onions light and translucent, and we want our oil-flavored pepperoni to really infuse our bell peppers. I'm gonna remove this from the pan. I'm gonna place it on this plate, and then I will cook the chicken. So we have the chicken over there marinating with lime juice, we have cumin, we have garlic, a little bit of olive oil, and some salt and pepper. So you see there's still a little bit of oil in the pan. And it's kind of tinted that red from the pepperoni, and that's exactly what you want. Okay? So you can see this pizza has a lot of components. It has the tender chunks of chicken, it has the vibrant bell peppers, a little bit of the crisp pepperoni. Wait until you see what I use for my pizza sauce. Now we're gonna add the chicken to the pan and allow it to cook in that pepperoni infused oil. When I was hosting my Selena dinner, when I served this appetizer style, I served a little sliver with a little shot of coconut rum. And one of my guests said, wow, this is so vibrant. It's like one of her costumes. And I thought that was the sweetest compliment because I had not even thought of that. Okay, our chicken has cooked through. And as you can see, it's nice and tender and juicy. We're gonna return our mixture of pepperoni, bell peppers, and onion back to the pan. So not only do we have color, we have texture, a lot of texture in this pizza. We have juicy chunks of nugget, we have crisp pepperoni, we have tender bell peppers, and then we have that burst of fresh lime juice. Instead of topping my pizza crust with pizza sauce, we're gonna take it a totally Tex-Mex spin and use salsa as our pizza sauce. So I've got some red chunky salsa here, and I'm gonna spread it over my pizza crust. So if you grew up in Texas, you know, and you were probably raised as I was, listening to Selena's music. You could not get in the car, turn on the station, because Selena was everywhere. She was, to me, such an inspiration as a Latina seeing another brown girl on major screens, and she was also one of the very first Latinas to land a national brand spokesman for Coca-Cola. So to me, that was a huge inspiration. And anytime she went on to do an interview or anything, she showed her real, true self. She wasn't worried whether her Spanish was incorrect, how she, brought in her Tex-Mex slang or her English. She was just true to herself and true to her music. And I think a lot of that resonated with everyone. And even to this day, people love and adore Selena. So I've topped my pizza with salsa, and now we're gonna add the filling. So I've evenly spread a layer of salsa on the pizza crust, and now I'm gonna top it with this mixture of crispy pepperoni, juicy chicken, bell peppers, and onion. So we wanna make sure we get topping on every inch of this crust. So you see there's a lot going on in this pizza. You have the dough, you have the chunkiness from the salsa, you have the crisp pepperoni, the tender onion and bell pepper, you have the burst of freshness from the lime juice, and then we're gonna top it with loads and loads of cheese. Now we're going in for the win with the cheese. I'm gonna top it with Monterey Jack. We want all this cheese to come together and create a cheesy goodness, a ooey gooey blanket over the filling, over the topping. We're gonna put this in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Look at her in all her glory. Doesn't she look delicious? We have our Tex-Mex pizza inspired by Selena. Instead of pizza sauce, we are using salsa. We have crisp pepperoni, juicy chicken, red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, onions, a splash of lime juice, all topped with a heaping handful of Monterey Jack cheese. I don't know, guys, it smells amazing in here. What do you say? Should we slice this bad girl? First, I'm gonna remove her from the baking sheet onto a cutting board. Let's see, I don't want to cut this. Hear that crunch from the crust? There you go, guys. Look how delicious this looks. A Tex-Mex pizza inspired by my love of Selena. Don't forget to like and subscribe for some more Tex-Mex goodness coming your way. Hasta luego.